Are you ready for a winter type pattern to continue as we get here into middle of March? We're going to have a snowy system break out across the Rockies, the middle of the country, into the Great Lakes and the Northeast. This is your snowplow news video, and I'm meteorologist Brian Ivy from NeoWeather. Should be a decent amount of snow potential into the Northeast there. This is the first of a couple systems we're watching. This is going to be a marginal temperature regime, so there will be some accumulation on grass or at least snow falling, but not a ton is going to accumulate for plowing conditions, at least maybe saltable as you push things off into the Northeast. Rain on the south side, and that will be the trend, is a decent amount of southeast rain that we'll take a look at. Next system developing right behind it in this active weather pattern. Snowfall across portions of the middle of the country pushing off towards the Northeast. Strong to severe thunderstorms developing once we get towards portions of your Friday into early Saturday, off in towards portions of the Southeast. And then this storm really takes shape. Cold enough for some snow well south for March standards, maybe portions of Jonesboro in towards maybe Knoxville and Nashville area, and eventually up in towards Ohio. Lots of cold air. It's a wintertime pattern with an Arctic high pressure pushing in that cold air at times, including into the middle of the country, but that's going to change. But that cold air does shift off towards the east for much of the next 5 to 10 days, but we will get more in the way of warm four corners into the central U.S., but still some cold air coming down across portions of the Dakotas into Minnesota and east. And then things change and moderate a little bit once we get a little bit around that St. Patrick's Day time frame, especially much warmer further into the central and southern U.S. But look at all this. This is major cold weather for this time of year. Widespread, very widespread. Much of the country is going to be cold. This is very, very cold temperatures, but then there's that warmth starting to show up. And that warmth builds, it'll move on in across the middle of the country, and then that widespread warmth shows up, but it doesn't last too long. We get that cold again shifting from the west, and that's going to move eastward, and that warm up, just like what we saw over the last week, is just going to last a couple days, but it could be potent, nice later spring type weather for just a little bit, and then notice more cold further east, but more warmth building back in. So it's not too far from a normal March pattern, this up and down roller coaster. Snowfall through Monday, yes, Rocky Mountains, maybe you could see in the higher elevations a good foot plus of snow. Lower elevations, probably a little bit less than that, but still pretty good. Good half a foot in spots once you get in towards portions of maybe Nebraska and Kansas, Missouri, and then much less Indiana into western Ohio before those storm dynamics really start to strengthen. And as you're looking towards eastern Ohio, portions of Pennsylvania, especially into New York and upstate New England, yeah, decent snow event, widespread half foot. Some of you getting maybe over a foot of snow when all is said and done from these two systems. The first one's not a big deal. It's mainly that system as you go in towards late week, early weekend. And here it is. Cold air further south, so there will be snow on that northwest side. Decent amounts of snow maybe into the Ohio Valley and then across portions of Pennsylvania into interior northeast. That severe weather event for the southeast with also a pretty decent amount of rainfall. Then it just quiets down for a brief amount of time before we have another rain system developing further south. A little bit of snow shower activity much further north. Not too much action to the west, but there will be a couple systems. And then this is that warmer air that's going to be pushing back in as you get towards early next week, and that will deliver more in the way of rain showers, but not a big deal rain event further north. Unfortunately, where you don't need it, further south, there will be some more rain shower activity. So that's once you get towards the middle of next week. Not a huge deal. Severe weather definitely is going to be something we'll watch off and on over the next couple of days, but could be a pretty decent event later Friday into early Saturday. Northern Florida, maybe southern Alabama, southern Georgia, and the Carolinas there. Lots of rain in that area as well. We're talking maybe spots that could see a half a foot of rain. Oh boy, but a lot of widespread 1, 2, maybe 3-inch amounts in a few spots into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys if things set up properly. So it's an active pattern, decent amount of rainfall, at least stretching up or snowfall equivalent further north. So it's kind of a wintry pattern, but we will have some warm air by St. Patrick's Day. I'm Brian Ivy for NeoWeather and Snowplow News. Have a good one.